Hey, how's it going? This is Don, and this is my video creator's commentary for A Fool Watches the Presidential Debates. I take that back. The presidential and the vice presidential debates. I'm still a fool, regardless. Oh, there's some butts. There's a big old butt on the screen. Two butts named Don, and then a big butt on the screen. Um, this commentary track, much like the one I did for the Trawo, Daewoo, whatever the film review, the tech review I did for the little action camera. This is just an excuse to practice some audio stuff for some. I plan to do commentary tracks all over this channel, so I figure I would start with these ones nobody's gonna watch. So if you're listening to this, I'm super impressed. You're not supposed to be listening to this because I'm just like, who would care? No one cared about this video, so no one's certainly going to care about my thoughts about this video. So if you're listening to this, you're either a super stalker or, maybe the law enforcement. I don't know. As Trump pops up, awesome. Um, let's see here. There's my little wine cup with the Partridge Family '70s tumbler. That's a classic. That's key. You need a plastic tumbler when you drink the wine. I held my hand up just as I held my hand up. That was super spooky. I held my hand up again just as I held my hand up. I gotta stop. Um, look how orange I am. This is all. Look at the technical effects here. Uh, Basically, what you're watching, to get back on track, I was totally off. I was derailed completely there. Um, a a plastic tumbler, a plastic tumbler is key to wine drinking. There you go, the plastic tumbler. It's key to wine drinking because if you drop it, it won't break. And if you fill it halfway up and then you fill it with some other I don't know, like Kool-Aid, or I put flavored water. I go with the Nestle Splash, a little bit of grape mixed with your wine. It turns it into ooh, it's delicious. You can't even tell there's any alcohol in there, and then you're schnockered after like three of them. Shout out Rocky Dennis. Shout out Cher. Um, Shout out Pecos Bill. Fucking Courtin', he did right. Crambone. Watch, I'm probably gonna get demonetized for that. Look at the schnoz on that guy. Anyway, so this is my audio track. You can tell I'm drinking. I get the weird eye when I've been drinking. Like one of them starts to drift. I don't know, that could be a concussion thing, but it could be a swollen pupil thing. I don't know. I've I've had a few bumps to the noggin, and all the other like professional wrestlers and football players who get that seem to get that weird wandering eye too. But it usually only shows up after I've had a few drinks, so there's no telling. Uh, Anyways, ooh, look at evil Joe Biden. Ooh, black like a doll's eyes. Um, yeah, the whole point of making this was I wanted to do some test footage and like some test exercises for the Can't Sleep On show. So I was like, well, I'll do live events and see how that goes. I figure that'll be topical and it'll get attention. It is impossible. The turnaround on my videos is like, I don't know, at least 4 or 5 days if I bust my butt every free second I have. And it's just not topical. You know what I mean? You watch it, and then who wants to watch a guy make bad jokes about a debate that happened 4 days ago? So it wasn't practical, but I kind of knew that going in, which is why I did it. Because if you do things intentionally up front, where no one's watching, you're allowed to make a lot of mistakes. So I also figured it's like no one cares about me talking about my stupid liberal cuckboy politics. So I'll make these, and only a few diehard close friends will watch, and then it'll give me room to grow, and it'll give me room to figure out some mistakes. Like even now I'm watching this, I'm doing a lot of like heavy camera push-ins and cut-ins, like a very YouTube style, as where the Can't Sleep On show is more like locked down because each show is supposed to look like the movie I'm making when I'm shooting it. Look how excited I am to see Al Capone. Yeah, this is a terrible angle for me and my weird facial features. That's one of the things you learn in episode 1. It's like, oh, well, your nose is crooked and your chin's kind of off kilter because of all your roughhousing as a youth. So, maybe try to sit at an angle like the people on the debate talk shows do. Like, look at that. Ooh, that's brutal. That's Rodney Dangerfield style there, son. Um, and then like in this one, I remember intentionally I'm going black shirt, black background, like comedians or a lot of like stage performers do, where you just want nothing distracting beyond your head. And that's a major mistake because my head needs to be distracted from a lot. Hey, there's Dice. Hi, Dice. Snap ahead. Plastic tumbler. Weird fingers. Note to self: I've broken a bunch of fingers playing sports when I was a kid and stuff. So my hands are always jacked up. It makes me laugh when I do like all my thumbnails for my 5-4 show because it's just all like just this weird octopus alien face hugger hand all up in the thumbnail. Looks creepy. Look at those bad apples. Anyways, like I was saying, this commentary is a attempt to learn how to do other commentary tracks. The first commentary I did for the Trawo Daewoo whatever review of the little rip-off GoPro camera that I did. That one I did with the lavalier mic, and now this one I'm going to do with the shotgun mic, kind of sitting in a microphone stand. Um, I picked it up earlier, and I'm kind of holding it now. Whatever, that's irrelevant. The point is, dun dun. One of my concerns with the shotgun mic is that sometimes it clips out. Like if I say something too loud, it just can't take it, and it goes into the red, and then it drops back down to 0 and has to recalibrate itself. So I learned that in some of the five the little shorts I did earlier this summer. That's another thing I recommend to young filmmakers is YouTube shorts or TikTok. Shoot those little 1 minute, 30 second, 1 minute or 30 second videos. Get your feet underneath you real short before you start moving into anything like an hour. Um, Feature filmmaking is a different animal. So just learn the technique by getting good at the little stuff. So I shot a bunch of YouTube shorts all summer. And one of the things I learned was that the different mics do different things, but those were in different situations. Like I would try to shoot outside in windy conditions and just experiment. And this is a inside controlled environment. Don't pick your beard, Don. Sometimes I pick my beard too much and I get a thing called trichina whatever. The thing where you pick at your hair and you cause a bald spot from just weird anxiety. So yeah, I do that sometimes because I'm just an anxious freak. If you are too, don't feel bad. I mean, obviously it's. Oh, look at the slow pushing, dramatic. Oh, big eyebrows, Don. Oh, look of disgust. Give this man an Oscar. Well, a bunch of pictures. Yeah, this was. I had this idea for the Can't Sleep On show, which I'm still formulating right now. I'm only 4 episodes into that when I'm recording this. So I wanted to see what it would look like. What does me watching something look like? You know? So I didn't want to waste any cool movies shooting an episode I wasn't going to show to anybody. So I shot this. I figure out these little ways to do things I need to do to get better. And then I kind of know, like, well, nobody's going to watch this, or some people will watch this, or I expect people to watch this, and then they don't. It hurts my feelings and stuff. So basically, nobody watches anything I do. So I can just do whatever I want. And there's a certain peace in anonymity, which is nice. Except for you. If you're watching this, once again, you're awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Look at that fade. That's a good fade from beard to hair. Mary McCheese. Dennis Rodman with the pot coin. Shout out to D-Rod with the pot coin. Oh, that T-Rex trying to jump rope looks so sad. Um, sorry, I got caught up watching my own silly stuff with Bernie Sanders. Yeah, I had this idea to do the. Pardon me, I'm gonna readjust. We're gonna get comfortable. We're gonna chit chat here. We're gonna loosen my tie. We're gonna get into lounge singer mode. Woody Allen, boo, you've been canceled, dog. Yeah, the plastic tumbler is key because I don't know. I drink the cheap box wine. You know, if you drink the fancy wine, obviously you need the glass so it doesn't. You get the good flavor, and you can swirl it around inside there and all that. Me, no, I'm straight Franzia out of the tap. Gives you a headache. Um, yeah, the weird octopus fingers. But I had just purchased this is the Pinnacle, maybe 23, 22, something like that. Every year they release a new one. So I think this is Pinnacle version 22 I edited this on. And I had just gotten the Pinnacle, about a year earlier, and I'd been just kind of messing around with things, but I hadn't figured out any projects to do. So I had this idea to do the Can't Sleep On show, but I needed to do, a pilot. So these debates were the pilot. There were supposed to be 4 debates, so I figured, that would be good. It would put me on a deadline, and I did get them done before each. Obviously, I'd get the first one done before the second one, et cetera, et cetera. But like I say, no one cares about jokes that are 4 days late. You can get them that night from Trevor Noah or Stephen Colbert or whoever. So it's these sort of sit in anonymity, and I like that. There's some funny stuff in here. I laugh at it. Even now, I'm kind of looking at some of the little jokes I'm doing, and it's like, oh, Don, you rapscallion, you. Um, but yeah, as I said, there was going to be 4 debates. One of them was canceled because Trump got COVID. Um, that that's the highlight of episode 2, I believe it is, when I get into like a big celebration dance and I'm all jiggling around, looking like Anna Nicole Smith. All right, wipe your feet. Oh, that's me making fun of the announcers. The announcers in this are the worst. Look at me with the big exhale of smoke. See, like I said, no one's watching, so you can do whatever you want. But then later on, someone's going to watch this and be like, dude, what's the part with you just with the big exhale of smoke? And I'm going to be like, I was a dragon that day. Leave me alone. And then I'm all tight-eyed. Judge Judy's a bad person to have around when you're tight-eyed. Honorable Judge Reinhold. That's a joke I stole from Clerks. The Clerks cartoon. I take that back, not the Clerks movie. That's a good fade, Don. See, this was like all during the pandemic, so I have to fade my own hair. I always fade my own hair regardless of whatever's going on with world diseases, but still, that's an impressive beard to hair fade. Shout out Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger's Joker, the best Joker there is, except for Jack Nicholson and maybe Cesar Romero and Mark Hamill's cartoon Joker. It's really just a tie with all them. Hi, Alf. See, only in my stuff would you get Alf, Zeus, Jigsaw, and a box of Franzia. This is all Don Cedric, Dick Wolf, dung dung. Anyway, so I made the 3 of these videos and put them on my channel. Eyes black like a doll's eyes. Oh, sorry, I got to keep getting re-comfortable for the new one. So yeah, I shot 1 episode, and then I got to look at the video and see what was wrong. And now this is the 2nd episode, and you can tell it's like, okay, better lighting. And this is because I have some special like soft boxes with, bulbs balanced for video or photography or whatever. Ooh, Mr. Fancy. Ooh. Yeah, you can get them for like $20. But they look cool. They look all impressive. Like when you come down and I'm shooting something and I have the big soft boxes set up, it looks like you're really in a major production. So yeah, I busted out the good lights. Episode 1 was shot on my phone. I believe at the time that was like a Samsung Galaxy S7, perhaps. I don't know. I'm not a wealthy individual, so I'm usually like 2 or 3 phones behind. The only reason I have the current phone that's worth a crap right now is because they did the switch over to 5G, and I had to have an updated phone. Other than that, I would always be 3 or 4 years behind on my phone. I just don't care. That's the cool thing about getting old. When I was younger, it was like, oh, that'd be super important to me. Like, I'm 2 phones behind. No, it's like, I don't know, my phone just quit working. They're like, yeah, it's 8 years old. Oh, oops, my bad. Wasn't paying attention. Phones matter not to me. The COVID virus is just creepy, isn't it? Like, just it looks scary. Like the little spikes and stuff. Like it's nothing to, as soon as you see it, you're like, yeah, that's going to be a problem. Anyways, yeah. So this one you can tell much brighter than the last episode. It's shot with a better camera. This one's shot on the Nikon D3200, maybe. I don't know. I'm bad with numbers or whatever. And Nikon might be pronounced Nikon. I've heard both. Um, oh yeah, this is the one the VP debate where Pence has the weird like pink eye, and then later on a fly lands on his head. It is all kinds of whoa. It makes no sense. It, look at me thinking there's a cloud. Why is the cloud bubble there? But there was, I don't know. That's strange. Yeah, yeah. I just look much healthier and just brighter, well lit. The backdrop. There's a bit of what's it called? Bouquet, Baroque, bo, bo, Bismack Biombo, Beretta. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't do it. Whatever that word is for when the background is blurry and the front's in focus, that thing, Baroque, something. I think that head turn, even though I was encouraging Kamala Harris, that might have been racist. I don't know. I'm sure I'll get in trouble several years down the road if it was. Also, plain white shirt compared to black shirt last time. If you notice, that reflects the light better as opposed to the straight black. Like I said last episode, I was trying to go black shirt, black background, and oh, I also put some Christmas lights up on top of the curtain back there because it helps gives the curtain kind of a fancier look instead of just an old wrinkled satin sheet look. Now it looks more like a fancy ass, like, ooh, look at me, I'm putting on a presentation. Daddy putting on a show. Look at me, I'm having a few drinks. My neck's getting weak. It's like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. It's like just give him two or three Franzias and then you just punch him right in the chin. Yeah, here's me learning that LumaKey is a thing. Check into LumaKey. And also, when you download something from the internet, even though it says it's a transparent vector PNG or whatever, it's like it never is. If the little checkerboard comes up behind something too early, that means you can't download it. I'm sorry, this is all gibberish. Basically, if you're taking images from the internet, you got to make sure you're getting the right backgroundless picture. You can't just trust whatever people label their files as. The internet's a dirty game, especially when you're stealing stuff too. Just drinking out of disgust. I empathize with me so hard right there. Yeah, see that neck wiggle. That might be racist. That I may hear from someone somewhere with some authority to yell at me for that. We'll see. I can't believe I've made it this far into this and haven't expressed any of my political views. This whole thing expresses my political views so much. Like I say, I'm total liberal, commie, cuckboy, socialist. I'm all for the workers. So it comes out in this, and it's funny. All my people who watch this either totally agree with me, and then I would get like one rando who I've never heard of before who would watch this, and they'd be like, libtard or something like that. It's like, where did you come from? How did you find this? Like, only my friends watch this, and then some rando is just wants to make sure that they're not that YouTube is for the right. I've never understood that. YouTube has a super far right push. Like Twitter is very far left, and then the right people go there just to fight with the left. But then like YouTube and a lot of the like Well, I guess just the people on the right are very smart and savvy with their media presentation, and they know, get on video, get a catalog, basically monetize yourself. That as we're Twitter. This I'm very proud of. Where just out of nowhere, I go into this little game show where I roast Mike Pence, and I've got like this '70s dating game thing. Um, Shout out Darth Vader. Yeah, it's amazing just how much healthier and brighter and everything looks with just the different cameras and the better lighting that's balanced for it and stuff. It makes me immediately look like I went from being sickly to hanging in there. I think he's gonna pull through. The Kickstarter worked. Thank you for all your donations. Uh, Dude, see, I can't help myself. I know better than to make fun of Chris Christie for being heavy because it's tacky and stupid, and there's so many other reasons to dislike the dude. And I always resort to the childish pick on him because of his weight because I'm just lazy. And that's one of the reasons I get frustrated with Chris Christie. It's like, I wish I could just attack you for closing down the bridge or for laying your big ass on the beach that you closed down so you would just have a private beach. Just all the things that you did, that just shady ass shadiness. But instead, it just always resorts to, what size pants are those, Chris? Like I said, no one's listening to this, especially this far in. If you are, oh my goodness. Wow. You are a trooper. Did you ever know that you're my hero? Sorry, I got to stop right there before I get demonetized. I do a good fake sleep wake up. Good job, Don. Oh, doing the same stretch I'm doing in the video that I'm doing now. Oh yeah, here's where the Revenge of the Kamala. I remember, Pence has a tendency to just talk real slow. I prefer Pence's political rhetoric to Trump's. Like Trump is very aggressive and mean and bullying, and it results in hostility and anger, and it just stokes the stuff that was a problem long before him, and he just made it way worse. But Pence, he's like the kind of Republican I respect. I mean, I don't respect him, whatever, but it, they know just talk peacefully, say things like family values, even though you're doing stuff that you would just totally condemn someone else for. If people who give you a bunch of money do the things that you're against, suddenly you're for it. But I'm still talking in this voice, you know. Shout out to Damien. Once again, Don stuff. Only in my videos do you see Vincent Price followed by the little boy from The Omen. I was proud of this. I made my own little, what are they called? Overlay, like a little, it's not a Chiron. I forget what they're called. A little template overlay dealy. Little Heisman pose action there. Satan. Shout out to Dana Carvey. Yeah, that cracks you up. I was, as soon as I saw The Fly, I started making the Jeff Goldblum and Vincent Price jokes. And then I went to Twitter and immediately I saw Jeff Goldblum was trending. It's like, yep, that's part of the reason I can't tweet anymore. Between the people who will attack you for anything you say and try to start an argument no matter what, and then the people who will try to, they basically want to know, they think everything you say is supposed to be original free content, and they'll be like, hey, I Googled that joke you said, and somebody else made a joke about someone else kind of like that one time 5 years ago. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, man, I can't hang out on Twitter no more. Y'all are crazy. And on top of that, all the jokes just get beat to death. So when this Fly thing comes up and you go to Twitter and you see Fly, Jeff Goldblum trending, you're just like, of course it is. I remember this dude, Doug McDermott, got drafted in the NBA to the Nuggets. And Doug McDermott's nickname was Dougie McBuckets. So Dougie McBuckets to the Nuggets was just money. I was like, Dougie McNuggets. And I said that to my friend, and he's like, dude, tweet that. And I was like, watch this. And I logged in, and Dougie McNuggets was number one trending. That's just how Twitter is. It's no more fun because it's just everybody racing to say the same dumb dad joke. There was me shaking my big old thing around. Look at the better. Now I've got like recaps up front, like little prologues. I I got little graphics. Look at the American flag border around the edge. I've cut together this little montage with music, so they just keep improving that, and that's what I wanted to see regarding the pilot of this show. Like I said, if I shot one episode, how much growth would there be between a second episode and between a third episode? How much better would I get at editing? Like, would it be faster? Would the first one take 5 days, and then the second one take 3 days, and then the third one take two? You know what I mean? Like, what can I learn from doing this little 4 week exercise that I got 3 weeks from? That was so awesome. It was like getting a snow day when Trump got COVID. Yeah, once again, using the better lighting. I got this time I decided, you know what, dude, you're wearing t-shirts. Why don't you try putting a collared shirt on? And then I found my little stupid American flag button like the politicians wear because it made me laugh. There I get to make my laugh-in joke. Got me a little fresh fade. Getting kind of furry from the. You see the growth. The episode one, I got the fresh buzzed down 5 o'clock shadow. Then episode two, I'm starting to get furry, and then now this is the first static electricity, full on. Yeah, see there, my eyes don't look crazy because I'm not drunk yet. Need to work on it. Look at that finger monkey puppet. Finger monkey puppet is a fun thing to just say like 70 times in a row. Finger monkey puppet, finger monkey puppet, finger monkey puppet, finger monkey puppet. Like if you just say that to yourself as a mantra, don't tell anybody that's your mantra because sometimes people need a mantra. Like everybody's supposed to have one, but like mine may or may not be finger monkey puppet. Yours could be finger monkey puppet. Ours could be finger monkey puppet. Speaking of puppet, that made me laugh. I needed the saw puppet to suggest that I have a drinking problem. So I'm like Googling puppet hands and then I'm photoshopping a little AA pamphlet into the puppet hand. I crack myself up. I'm very lonely. There's a Razzie. I've always wondered what a Razzie looked like. Call back the wipe your feet from the original. This chick actually kicked ass. The first two people sucked, and then this lady, whatever her name was, she did good with the hosting, whatever moderating. That's the word it is. I only have to remember what the host of the debates are called every 4 years. So yeah, it's a moderator, I think. Wrap it up, yo. Scarface from Half Baked. If you haven't seen Half Baked with Dave Chappelle, go check it out. I believe that guy's name's Guillermo something. He's hilarious. When they put that Trump hair on that Republican logo, that's when I was done with them forever. I was like, I can't listen to y'all no more. Until you get that hair off the elephant, we're done. Really, China. China. That's messed up that Alec Baldwin did all that ripping on Trump and then something happened to him where he ended up like basically a murderer. Like as soon as I heard it, I was like, "Oh, that's payback." Like clearly, that's why is no one making any conspiracy movies about this? That's a setup if I've ever heard one. Not to be insensitive to the people who died. I mean, I believe that was a mother, but regardless, as soon as it was her, it was like just Trump and all this trouble, 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 and Alec Baldwin's just reveling in all of it while at the same time being furious and blowing smoke out of his nose. And then eventually he ends up in like, straight up murder. Remember the whole Trump thing? Like, I could shoot somebody in the middle of the street and wouldn't get in trouble. And then Alec Baldwin blasts somebody with a gun, like just in broad daylight in front of everybody. Oops. Me and that guy and just both of us just sitting here stupidly staring at nothing. I love this, the Def Comedy Jam where they're making fun of it and the lady shoots her baby out on stage. Look at the grouch face. I see your grouch face. Yeah, just much better quality. I'm in focus. I got better lighting. You can see I've got the overhead backlighting, but I've also got the front balanced lighting. I recommend that. If when you're shooting and you've got stuff that's balanced for photography, it's very blue or it's a whitish blue, as where the stuff that you have in most lamps are sort of. Oh, hold on, there's my favorite little Photoshop. Me and the Fauch. People who don't like Fauci, I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. That man is adorable. Like me and Fauci would kick it all day long. Anyways, regardless of the partying ways of me and the Fauchster, uh, Don, you need to get back on task. The stories of us in Las Vegas are irrelevant. We were not social distancing, and we would get in trouble for those things. Thank you, Dr. Fauci. Special appearance, Anthony Fauci. Um, anyways, so the white and the blue light is very good, like for your face and all that. Makes you look normal, and you can color correct it better in editing and everything. But then I recommend getting some regular old like lamp lights, some I don't know whatever they're called, not tungsten, but the other word, the yellow lights, the orange lights. The room temperature warm. They basically you can give fill with them, and they look kind of cozy. I don't know. It's a cinematography thing. I know nothing about cinematography, but that's one of the few things. See, even there, I just said cinematography. Um, I know very little about cinematography. It's one of the few things that about frustrates me about the YouTube endeavor is that I have to learn all of the processes of filmmaking. Processes? Whatever. Um, I have to learn all of the processes and it becomes exhausting. Like I had never intended to be a cinematographer. Like I like to write, I like to direct, I like to edit, and I'll, make my own advertising. So I guess that's part of producing with all the other stuff. But I had no intention of being an audio person. I had no intention of being like, a cinematographer and learning about like how to shoot things so they look pretty or, rule of thirds or trying to get my stupid cross of my eyes on the damn, the X line of the grid for the rule of thirds, like just all of it. You have to learn so much that you just become exhausted and overwhelmed and, it takes its toll. So yeah, making these little videos that are fun for me, and I get to sit around and drink wine and crack wise and make fun of the damn dorko politicians. Um, Otherwise, if it was something I had to take serious, I'd probably just quit and wander away from it. It's a labor of love if I can get to be drunk. Besides, you can see me grow as a filmmaker. Look, I went from a t-shirt to a white t-shirt to a collared shirt. King Kong, big King Kong guy. I have a dog chew toy that looks exactly like that dude, and every time I see it, I expect one of my dogs to run in and snag it. I like this. I busted it blue before I made the green Hulk face. And one of the other episodes, I had like the orange Sunny D. See, these are all little. I'm trying to figure out like how much can I tweak the color correction? How much can I mess with the different formats? Would I prefer to shoot things with the letterboxing? Do I want to shoot things in the 16:9, all filling up the screen like this does? Do I want to, all these little projects you just learn from. So it's important to just keep making stuff, and it's, thus just as important to keep finding things that you feel like making. Like if as a filmmaker, the only thing I would tell anybody else to do is just if you want to make something, go make it. Just don't fart around. Use the wind that's in your sails right now to get it done. The big mistake I've made several times as a creator is I'll get something going and then I'll just run into a wall. And then instead of trying to figure out how I'm going to overcome that wall or just setting it aside and coming back to it, I'll just get frustrated and abandon it. So I have like, multiple projects, even though I don't know, the current Night Owl Movie Channel has 80 something videos, and this channel currently has like 20 something videos or whatever. So I'd be making stuff, but there's another, 10, 15 abandoned videos and just all the pieces for another 20 videos that need to be made. So it's a never-ending grind and hustle, and you always are learning and growing. That's why it's cool to just keep trying to find new stuff to make, because there's just always a new passion and always a new interest. Much like the Trewo, I have no interest in doing anything political. Like, part of the reason I made this is I knew that this and sports are both very divisive in our country. And they're things that used to be small talk discussions, like politics, not so much, but sports for sure. But now you can't even really talk about sports because people will try to fight you over their favorite team and stuff. So politics is off the table for something to do a YouTube channel about. Sports is off the table for doing a YouTube channel about. That's why the creation of this helped me figure out to do the movie channel show. It was like, well, I want to find something where if people want to argue with me, it's not going to turn into a let's go fight somewhere. If you think Goonies sucks, that's your business. But if you try to tell me sick people don't deserve to eat and they should just die in the street or whatever, like, me and you are going to have a long argument. That's not up for debate. If you try to tell me the Green Bay Packers suck, why? Because I say so. I like a team that the Green Bay Packers always beat, so they suck. It's like that's not how suck works. So yeah, I don't want to talk about sports. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about current events. But movies I'll talk about. And then that's, part of the reason I wanted to get this political punditry show one and done out of the way, or three and done out of the way, I should say. Shout out to Chicken Boy. He just went by there. I had a Chicken Boy T-shirt for a long time. It said, uh, "Too tall to die, too weird to live, too tall to die, too tall to live, too weird to die." Some conflux of those words in some order. Anyways, Chicken Boy, too tall to live, too weird to die. I believe that's what it was. And I used to wear it all the time. It was super punk rock because it had like so people would just ask, "Where the hell did you get it?" And it was like short sleeves, like extra short, so it looked like extra 80s. And when I was, especially when there's the puppet arm with the tattoo, especially when I had the tattoos and stuff, sticking out of the chicken shirt, people would be like, "Where did you get that damn shirt? Why do you look like you just got done playing bass for the Black Flag?" Black Flag's bassist was way cooler than me. Shout out. Oh, that's there's another one. Biden said malarkey, and I was like, I bet the malarkey is going to be trending. And instead, I saw the next day in the news, malarkey had skyrocketed like 500%. People were Googling, like, what exactly does malarkey mean? Oh, Grandpa Joe just be hitting us with all the old words. Can't believe we went to all that trouble of getting the golden ticket for him, and he just abuses us with these old words. Bunch of razzmatazz and shindigs, gobbledygook. Just as Pong pops up, look at me, very topical. Synchronicity, like the Police album. Look at me running out of stuff to say as this winds down. If you are still here listening to this, you are. I would sing "Did You Ever Know You're My Hero?" How about "I like big butts and I cannot like." No, I can. I don't know. Whatever you sing to somebody who you want to serenade them for their awesomeness. So you deserve that. Thank you very much. Like, we gotta be. Yeah, I think we're minutes away from the end, and I hope you'll join me for my other commentaries. I plan on doing my old vlogs, and Don Walks Through a Riot. I wanted to do a few to figure out how to do this before I did Don Walks Through a Riot or my vlogs. Both of those need more explaining. This is more just sort of rambling to see how microphones work. And like I said, if you're still here, you're a champ. You get a high five, a hip bump, not like a booty bump, I guess it's called. The thing like they do on Soul Train, like where you do the clap and then you slap like each other's like hips next to one another and you make, never mind. Not like a booty clap, like a hip clap. Make it clap. So close to the end. We're there. Hi, Goofy. Damn, Goofy. Looking like Basic Instinct. That's a funny gag. Pence had the fly on his head, and then I found a big plastic fly that I have. The little weird things that I have kept over the course of my life just seem to always be turning up in these videos. Like, for some reason, I need to dress up like the dad from Parenthood. It's like, oh, I seem to have a sweater just like that. Cool. I need to make a video about Christmas Story. Do you have that pink bunny suit? I do have a pink bunny suit. How about a witch outfit? Yep. Look at the tan on that guy. That's blackface. You need to get canceled for that, dude. Although someone's going to dig up the time I went as Danny Trejo for Halloween, and I'm going to be totally busted too, so I better just drop it. Ooh-ah, got you all in check. I miss Busta Rhymes. Where is he? Well, ever since he kicked Michael Myers, that was, when he jumped the shark. What's up, Mikey? But prior to that, yeah, Busta Rhymes is cool. Once he beat up Michael Myers, it was like, all right, you can go away now. We're done. A lot of witch content on my channels. Says a lot about me. A lot of neon lights and witches. I think that sounds like pretty much my love life. Wrap it up, yo. Yeah, I like these little wrap up epilogues I do, and then it closes out. And did I even talk about these little freeze frame still shot things I do that each one starts? That's just, yeah, more Don stuff. I would get into how to do it, but why bother? At this point, it's just like trying to explain. Well, you take a still shot and then you color out, you cut around you and you turn the rest green, and then you lay that back down over the top and you chroma key out the green, and then so you'll see it in a second. It'll come up. Yeah, it's very obvious once you explain it, but when it just happens before your eyes, it's a cool effect. You can also do a masking effect in most, computer programming. Look at that. Shout out to both channels. All right. Well, that's the end of this. Thank you for watching. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.